Look, I think it's helpful to think about what the challenges are in moving to data mesh. And I think of there being basically, six things that a data producer needs to get right, or six kind of questions they need to answer, for themselves or, what have you. Number one, it's, what do I build in the first place? Like, what is most valuable? What are the products that I should be building? What do people want? What will they get value out of? Number two, how do I build that the right way? And by right way, that's both like build it at all, like technically, how do I actually productionize any of these things? But then also, how do I govern it so it's interoperable, whatnot? Number three, how do I secure and share it out? To folks that would consume it. Number four, how do I know I built the right thing? I push something out there. How do I know it actually, resonated in the market? How do I actually measure product quality in the sense of usage and value? Number five, how do I get it used? And number six, how do I monitor the thing that I built, right? This is kind of classic data observability, data quality. Uh, what I'd recommend is that every organization ask those questions, right? And profile where they are based on, their journey, based on their context. And, the answers to those questions might mean, number one, that the right way to start is to bound the problem to a domain where those questions can be answered, easier or, better, where they have the right kind of enablement. So we can kind of draw these kind of bounding boxes of where we start, where we get the wedge. Or it could mean, if these problems are kind of equally diffuse across the enterprise, the organization, that's where we point our resources for enabling, right? If we think that the real problem is these feedback loops of how do I know I built the right thing, then that's where we deploy our resources to make this whole thing feasible, right? But I think the first question or the first kind of step is kind of thinking through those questions and, profiling the organization that you're in, because all these organizations get me different places.
Yeah, I like that checklist approach. I'm picturing like a classic matrix. So it seems like within the six, is it a technically sound data product and do people care about it? Right. Which means do people use it? Do people want it? And so there's almost like a relationship there that I think sometimes organizations approach incorrectly, which is they want to get everything to be the highest of data quality from a technical standpoint, but they're not even quite sure how that product is being used. And it's really the inverse that needs to happen is figure out the demand and then I would say improve and iterate on data products that support things that people actually want um, within the organization. So sounds obvious, but I think I think a lot of times it starts from the opposite direction.